And first time when I went to Linta's office for a workshop, I was aghast. I'm from Hindustan Liver, discipline, stereotype, and style management. Linta's office, people were in jeans, sneakers, t-shirt without collar. They had these bean bags on the floor, and nobody came on time. So the workshop was delayed by 45 minutes or 1 hour, and the head was saying, "Until this is how we work." But when they come, they are all attention. It's amazing. I mean, they would lie down on the bean bag and listen to you. They would come anytime they want, go anytime they want, but they would work till 11:30, 12:30 in the night, but they would deliver. Incidentally, this Google culture that you're talking about, it's like an elephant's teeth, you know. The tusks are to show, but they're shiny and very sexy looking, and the one they munch with are all filth and dirt. Use the generic word millennial, not referring to age. Sometimes we refer to generation by age, which again is a misnomer. It's a misconception, because age does not give you indication. There are people who are in their 40s who behave as if they're retiring next year. And there are people who have retired and who behave as if there's another 25 years to go and they're in 40s. So age is not an indication of generation, in my opinion. It's the mental imagery that the person has about his or her ability to do certain things in a certain way or not to do certain things in a certain way. Now, you must have heard many people brag that, you know, when things go wrong with my computer or my television or my this thing is not, network is not working, I call my son, or nowadays people say I call my grandson, and they fix it like this. You remember that? People take pride. I feel it is amused. I feel amused that if he or she can do it at the age of 9 or 10, why can't you learn? No. You know, this keyboard, the keyboard has been QWER from the time we were born, all of us. Keyboard has not changed. I have known one CEO in a public sector, I won't name. Once we were driving from his office and his secretary gave his driver this big folder of printed mails. And he was referring something. I said, "Vasundhara sir, there is a mail, I'll tell you, which has come yesterday only or today." I said, "What is this?" His secretary had printed all the emails and he would dictate mails out to reply. And he was in his 50s. The point I'm making is that sometimes we stereotype people that the current generation is impatient. They don't have patience to wait. They want everything now. My thinking is like this. I was no different. I was more, if at all, I was more impatient. I wanted everything yesterday, not now. So why do we then say this generation is impatient? They can't wait. I'm glad that they can't wait because it shakes up the system. If they can't wait for a promotion, they ask. Our generation was timid, scared, shy. It was the very glorified word to put it. We never spoke our mind. And then we blame this generation as impatient. They're not loyal, they say, because they change jobs so frequently. As senior people in the industry, it is our job to keep them interested. It's not their job to find interestful job. So we pass our monkey from our back to them and blame them for not being loyal. Why should they be loyal if the job is not interesting? Why should they stay with you if the job is not giving them promotion or growth? Now, incidentally, promotion growth is not what they are looking after. There is a survey which McKinsey had done. Okay, it's now about 2 years old, 1.5, yeah, about 2 years old. And there were 5 items that I picked up. which were common as to what is the generation expecting from the company, what is the generation expecting from their immediate manager, and what are they expecting, what is the company expecting from them. The younger generation had three things in common. One, they want career growth. They want to know where they are growing, which means they must be trained, they must receive tangible training. They want that a place which gives them training and development input is the right place to stay. Salary came fourth in their priority. In some it came third, but in some it came fourth in certain age bracket. So first was learning ability and learning opportunity. The second was feedback. Surprisingly, number two was feedback. And many managers of our times are actually shying away from giving feedback. We wait for this annual Diwali type of occasion, annual feedback. We have the half an hour, 45-minute session. Everything is going fine. Don't worry. Be happy. But here is your increment. And they say, sir, ye kya hai? I don't understand. Where is my feedback? No, you're doing well. Don't worry. Carry on. That is not the feedback which gets palatable to the younger generation today. So the survey showed one thing, three things that common was feedback, career growth in terms of not money, promotion, but in terms of knowledge and experience. And the most important, the third part in their feedback was somebody to mentor them. In a sense, push them, not mollycoddle them. So see the generation requirement by survey, and this was a big survey of cross-culture, 19,000 plus people who were interviewed. So it's not a small culture, it's not based in America like all surveys are, but this was cross-culture, including Asian and South Asian countries. Now, there's another accusation against the generation that they are very much interested in the free time. I want my free time. I don't see that as an accusation. What's wrong with that? Because we work like donkeys. We don't expect the next generation to also work for the sake of it. So that is why their objective of give me task and leave me alone, empowerment. Our time, in the generation before that was guide me, tell me, is it okay? We used to go to our manager, not we, I seldom, I won't say we did it, but many of the people went to the manager, is this okay? It's a draft form, can you approve it? This generation has done it, it is okay. And if they say, okay, this needs change, okay, we'll change it. So, you know, that empowerment is absorbed by this generation, and we are feeling uncomfortable because they don't come to people. They don't come asking for everything, don't want to be holding their hands all the time. Now, work-life balance was 20, 25 years ago, when I was telling you, Nupur, prior to this, that there was a feeling of guilt. If we enjoyed the weekend, there was a feeling of guilt. So when we came back on Monday morning, if you worked on Saturday, all of us, many of that generation bragged, oh, I worked on Saturday, I was in the office till 6 o'clock. On Sunday, I did this, and on Sunday, I did this. But if they had a good game of cricket, or they went out for a family picnic or a long drive and enjoyed themselves, they would not come and brag, because enjoying self was synonymous to bunking work, that you are not doing work and you are enjoying. Thankfully, that connection is known. Now comes the end part of it, that if this is the situation, what we have to do is to create ambiance. We've got to make sure that people who join us stay with us and we use them for the period they stay. Don't expect them to stay long. Make the best of it. Make job interesting. Give them training. Now, many people say, "What's the fayda nahi hai training?" Then they will go away. Now, that is a choice we have to make. If we don't give them training, they will not stay anywhere. If you give them training, development, coaching, and feedback, they will stay longer and work better. In other words, we got to change our way of working, our way of appraising people, our way of rewarding them in shorter period than the annual and biannual and triannual that we are used to. We got to change. We don't want them to change. We should not expect them to change. We got to adapt. And when you adapt, it is not a question of copying them or aping them. And I find it very comical when senior managers, directors wear this colorful shirt and shorts which don't feed them, and then they go and meet these youngsters to be part of them. That aping actually is very comical. Now, once in a while, we may fit into the norms of wearing jeans, and then we would have normally worn a trouser. That is okay, adjusting to the environment. But if you feel like doing something which is not dictated by them, and you do it on your own, I think then you are living in their world. The important part, Nupur, I'm making is we got to live in their world. Khalil Gibran puts it very nicely that do not try to make your children like you, or don't because you cannot even visit the world, not even in your dreams that they live in. Let them be. Let them be. And when that happens, and if you feel that certain things you want to do is for your own comfort, your work style, if you want to work late, you work late. Don't ask them to work late. If you want to grow a ponytail like I have done, grow it. But I don't expect youngsters to grow it. This is my style. We must be proud of our own generation. We must be independent as we must give them independence. Live and let live. I would put it very simply, do not condemn any generation. Do not compare two generations. Each one brought their value, and the system and the bureaucracy must change to the rhythm that the younger generation wants. Change your profession, your performance management system, change the work-life balance, put it there. Now wait and see the fun and games that will start soon. We saw in WFH, people had no fixed hour to work. When WFA, work from anywhere, comes in, people will be sitting on the beach and doing coding for your algorithm, for your artificial intelligence. You cannot say, but what are you doing there? You're taking a conference call from a beach? Oh my God. And not the virtual background that Zoom provides, real beach. We got to change our mind, accept how they do it, accept what they do and what they deliver, have control, have very clear agreement. No laxity on that. We are not here for a picnic. We are all professionals working for an end result for the organization. That is not compromisable, period. So when Nupur, I'll take 1 minute extra, my apologies. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. This is actually very interesting because we really need to come and meet them, the millennials, halfway through to understand where they are coming from and where, how they are coming from, instead of just putting stereotypes. We will be taking questions, and there was a discussion about reverse mentoring also. Somebody said reverse mentoring is what we should be looking at nowadays. This is very